welcome to the Evening Review. You are joined by Ashwin Mberi, and I am joined by a lady who understands all about local and regional travel, Carli Abrantes, who is the Executive Director of Enjoy Travel Namibia. And the purpose of our conversation is to talk about the intricacies of local travel and why it is essential for Namibians to broaden their traveling palette, especially extending to the region of the Southern Africa Development Community. Carli, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Ashwin?
I am fantastic.
Good.
You look like you've been doing some traveling yourself.
I have traveled, in this year alone, I think I've had 4 or 5 enjoy-based trips.
Wow.
But I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It is a wonderful industry to be in.
Yes.
People tend to think that, you're traveling again. It is hard work, but at the end of the day, I am traveling again. So I'm
Yes.
not going to complain. I'm happy and healthy for it.
All right.
You know that you and I are actually traveling soon.
Yes, definitely.
So that's going to be really fun. But
Yes.
I've just gotten back from a trip in Botswana, which was amazing.
All right. Okay. So before we get into the
Yes.
cross-border movement, let's start off with just Enjoy Travel Namibia. What is Enjoy Travel Namibia?
So Enjoy Travel Namibia, in a nutshell, we are an online booking platform, enjoy.my.na. We started last year in March, and the idea is that we would like to connect, when I say local travelers, I mean local as in Southern Africa.
Okay.
So we would like to connect local travelers with accommodations, restaurants, and activities in their countries and our immediate neighboring countries.
Okay.
So if you visit our booking platform, you would be able to book yourself accommodation in South Africa, you can book in Botswana, you can book in Namibia, which is where we started. So at the heart of who Enjoy is, our name is also Enjoy Travel Namibia, just so that people always remember this is where we started. This is our hometown, this is what we love, this is who we are. But yes, on the Enjoy platform, you are able to book accommodations right across Namibia. From, if this is our shape,
Yes.
we go from the south to the western side, to the northeastern side, central Namibia. We've really got it covered.
Wow.
So that is what we do. And we would like to tell the stories of our clients. So I'm sure we'll get into it a bit later,
Yeah.
but we would like to tell you, where are you going to find the best milk tart, and who's got the best steak, and who's got the best waterhole that you would like to visit. We really do want to give our clients that voice, all of our clients, be it Namibian, South African, Botswana, everyone. We want to tell your story because everyone has a story to tell.
Yes.
And once you know that story, you're so much more willing to go there because now you've sort of whet my appetite. I have to go have the steak that you're talking about. And if
Yes.
you tell me the best vegetable stack you've ever had was at this one specific lodge just outside of Grootfontein, you want to go there. If I tell you can go zip lining here or you can go on a Makoro trip here, those are the things that we want to do. And we just want to encourage people to travel locally again. So in a not so small nutshell, that's Enjoy.
All right, that's fantastic. And just for some clarity, you're not just focusing on luxury spaces.
Not at all. We have accommodations ranging from your very fully equipped campsites, which we all know are a little bit cheaper, to the very, very exclusive. So we really do have places for every budget, every type of traveler, whether you are a business traveler, whether you are a tourist, whether you're a family looking to get away. If you are someone from Windhoek and, you're just dying to get away for this weekend, we've got places not even an hour and a half away.
All
So
right.
you can jump in your car Friday afternoon after work, be home Sunday afternoon, and still be fine with a week ahead. But if you want that, I want to get married somewhere, or it's a real special weekend. I know that you, for example, have your wedding anniversary coming up soon.
Yes, yeah.
Chat to me, we'll find a place or two. But if you're wanting something more special for a special occasion to go to, we've got that for you. So we really do cater for absolutely everybody.
I think that's so essential, Carli, because if you look at the COVID-19 pandemic,
Yes.
you realize there were a lot of agencies and call-outs for locals to start going to these lodges because no one was coming into the country, at least for a significant period of time. Now, to a lot of those locals, they felt like, so now people
No,
need
we're
us.
good
You know what I
enough. I
mean?
understand.
When you have the Germans, the Brits, even the South Africans and people from all over the world coming to Namibia, as they should.
Yes.
Truly gorgeous country. You absolutely have to find yourself in Namibia. The point I'm trying to make is that the locals felt left out.
Yes.
And it seems like Enjoy is also helping close that gap.
100%. That's what we are trying to do. So, like I said earlier, we're very focused on locals being anyone in Southern Africa, because ultimately that is what we are trying to encourage. You know, it's great. Go explore the world by all means. I want to travel. There's not a single place I don't want to go to. So I understand the desire for travel. But Africa, if all of these people are coming here, what are they coming for? Surely once in a while we also need to go, okay, but what's in my backyard?
Yes.
I mean, the countries that Enjoy has selected to focus on is Namibia. Obviously, we've got vast landscapes that no one can compare. I mean,
100%.
where you're not going to find the beautiful coastline that we have meeting the dunes.
No.
Etosha. Then you've got the lusciously green northern side of Namibia. You've got the dry south, which in and of itself is beautiful and it's a stunning place to explore.
Absolutely.
So that's Namibia. Then if we head over to Botswana, I mean the Okavango Delta.
Absolutely.
Why are we not exploring that?
Yes.
Tap into that. If we hop even further, you go to Zimbabwe, you're thinking Vic Falls, but Enjoy would like to tell the story of what else. You're not just at Vic Falls. What
Yes.
else can you do
Eastern
here?
Highlands, Mutare.
Exactly.
Yes.
Then if you head over to Zambia, you know, you've got the Zambezi River, you've got Lake Kariba, you've got the Vic Falls from that side. And then in South Africa, you're my favorite love, a good winelands. Like, come on. There's
Yes.
vineyards everywhere. There's wineries everywhere. So we just want people to tap into their own local source of tourism again. So yeah, we are very, very focused on locals.
I like
but
how you've
that's what we
broadened
want.
that, how
Yes.
you've broadened the definition of local to, to have a borderless applicability, which
Yes.
is absolutely essential. Do you feel that people will resonate with that idea? With
100%.
this idea that, because, if you go to Europe, there's things like the Chevening, not Chevening, well, Chevening, shout out UK, that's for studying. But we're talking about, what's that passport where you can go to the different countries at the same time? Schengen.
Yes, the
I
Schengen
was close
visas.
enough.
Yes,
can
you were close
understand.
enough.
Schengen-
I got
Schengen
you. I
visa.
got
That's
you.
where I was. So clearly, I've never been there. But
We'll go.
Schengen-
Well, one day, Enjoy will be beyond continents.
behind continent.
At this
beyond-
point, we are beyond borders.
Yes.
Let's get that
Yes,
right. But that's
but
also
you look
where
at
we
it,
are.
the Schengen visa allows people to travel in between countries to explore the tourism in
Yes.
more than just one space, and you're essentially cultivating that curiosity. And Namibia, we do have a fairly small population, which also means that we like to stay home.
Yes, we love staying home. But
We love-
home, we're just trying to expand your definition of home.
Yes.
Home does not just need to be this place. We have many, many neighboring countries that are all beautiful and worth exploring. And I will say one thing about us Africans is we do love home.
Yes.
But home isn't for us, it's not a place.
Yes.
Home for us is an experience.
100%.
If you're sitting somewhere, some of my best travel experiences have been in the heart of Zimbabwe where you're just sitting by the campfire and the next moment there's an impromptu drum circle and no one is speaking, but you're all playing drums together. You're all playing on that same rhythm and you're all starting to, because let's be honest, language is a barrier. So we're just all making noises, but no stories have been shared yet. And half hour later, I feel like you are my best friend. You are my brother. You are my sister. And Africans love that.
Yes.
And that is what we are trying to promote. It's really make home bigger and we love ourselves. We
Yes.
love each other. We love ourselves. So tap into that. So yeah, like I say, if the Europeans have discovered us, the Americans have discovered us, but we have discovered ourselves before that. So,
100%.
and we love getting to know other cultures. We
Yes.
are one of the, how can I say, we're one of the tourist groups that is most hungry for knowledge about other people, and we properly immerse ourselves.
Yes.
And we really tap into that. I love hearing a story about how do you guys cook this at home?
Yes.
Or what taught you to do this? Tell us about your hunting methods. Show me your traditional dances versus your traditional dances. And we really do have the capacity to love each and every single one for its individuality. And I think that is what enjoy is also just tapping into.
It's essentially a unifier, especially in those essential experiences where we get to shed off the suits, the ties, the daily routine. We're at a place where we're relaxing, but at the same time, we give ourselves an opportunity to get to know other Africans. Now, I think you're without a doubt, it's very appealing, for Namibians to go out there. And Namibia does have a significant amount of visitors. I would say a lot of them come from Europe.
Yes.
But if you go to Swakopmund in December, you see a lot of Zambian number plates, Kuchalo. You see a lot of Botswana number plates as well. Do you feel that in this process, you're also going to get a lot of Africans in the region to be as drawn to Namibia as Namibia is perhaps drawn to South Africa?
Yes.
I say this because we were just talking before we went on set that most of the tourist visitors that visit South Africa are from Zimbabwe. No, we're not just
shocked.
Exactly. So not just like the immigrants. They've got their own immigrant situation. That's their story to handle out. But just tourists going there are Zimbabweans. And do you think we can cultivate such a thing for Namibia, where
100%.
Other Africans wake up and they plan their most important holidays and they just want to be in the land of the brave?
100%. I definitely think so. And that's also why we have expanded our bases to include more than just Namibia, because we are showing that we want to come to you guys, but come back to us as well. You have things worth exploring. Let me tell your story, but at the same time, let me tell you my story.
Yes.
And I do think we're a very story-based continent. And the more we can tell those stories, the more hungry people are going to get for that. And that's how you become. You have to tempt me with something. But once I've been there, because let's be honest, Namibians are incredibly friendly.
Yes.
So, and once people are here, the bug's bitten. They go, I'm definitely coming back. I know
100%.
people who, they sort of come in from South African side, so they do the south and they do the coast. And just those 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks, they're already like, no. I have to come back because I need to do Tosha. I need to do the north. I need to do that little corner. And those waterfalls that you guys have spoken about.
Yes.
And that's how we become a more and more popular destination. But we need to tell those stories.
100%.
So I do think that is ultimately our aim, is connect all of the countries so that as much as you're saying we want the Zimbabweans to come here for their important holidays, we can go there for our important holidays. And one hand washes the other. And we're promoting that
integration.
Yes,
Regional
exactly.
integration. I appreciate that. So you were recently in Botswana. We're shortly going to have a look when we come back from the break. We're going to have a look at some of the lodges that you visited in Botswana.
And we visited some beautiful places.
Oh, fantastic. And then we'll finish our chat right after that.
Perfect.
Stay with Evening Review.
Hi viewers, and welcome to another episode of On the Rocks. Today we find ourselves at the beautiful Symphonia Guest House in Khansi. I can't wait to introduce you guys to the owner's daughter, Anya Bakker. And for today we have two chefs that will be spoiling us. We've got Chef Oteng and Chef Motusi. Can't wait to show you guys everything there is about Symphonia Guest House, and let's go see what we whip up in the kitchen for today. viewers, and welcome to another episode of On the Rocks in Botswana. Today we find ourselves at the beautiful Kukama Bush Camp. So come along with me, we're going to go meet owner Amber Myberg and Chef Patrick, and hopefully between him and I, we whip up something delicious for you guys to enjoy with us. Hallo julle en welkom by nog 'n episode van On the Rocks. Vandag is ons by die lieflike Karabi Lodge and Game Farm, so 14 km buite Gansie. Ek gaan julle binnekort voorstel aan die eienaar Jo Marie Peacock en vandag in die kombuis, of buite kombuis althans, het ek vir julle 'n baie spesiale verrassing. Kom ons gaan ontmoet vir Jo Marie.
So I'm still here with Carli Abrantes, the Executive Director of Enjoy Travel Namibia, and we are talking about the importance of not just local travel, but regional travel. Now, Carli, we just had a look at some of the wonderful clips from Botswana that was on the Tourismus show.
Yeah,
do
On
check
the
that
Rocks,
out as well.
yes.
On the Rocks, on the Rocks without a doubt. Sorry, Tourismus is one of our publications which also follows tourism in Namibia and is a partner of Enjoy Travel. So also check that out, and of course, On the Rocks. So Botswana, how was that for you?
Oh, it was my first, well, I've been to Botswana a couple of times, but it was my first time going as ED with Enjoy Travel. So I'm going with a whole new pair of sunglasses, if I can call it that. And you're looking at it from a different perspective. And firstly, Botswana, thank you. Your people are so friendly. I loved being there. It was amazing. So we had it ended up being 3,800 kilometer round trip.
Whoa.
Yeah, we worked, but it was a good time. So we went from Windhoek, we did Gebabis, crossed the border at Charles Hill. Then we stayed in Gansie for 3 evenings. I met the kindest people. Gansie is that perfect little mishmash of Botswana, South Africa, and Namibia. Very Afrikaans, very friendly. Everyone just wants to help. And the San people are still very big throughout Botswana, specifically in Gansie and in Maun, where we were. So it was also just really good to meet some of the locals, because what I will say about Botswana tourism is it's very focused on community upliftment.
Okay.
So many of the places that we stayed, their prices are priced in such a way that a large portion goes to the surrounding communities, not to change their way of life, but to allow them to continue with
Support
that.
them.
And exactly. And we are hiring, the chef is most likely from the nearest village. So what is really, really special is that a lot of the people that they hire come from the nearby villages. So it's not that we're expecting husband or wife to be away from their families for 3 weeks on end. Yes, you work here, it's 20, 30, 40 kilometers from your village, but you get to go home tonight and tomorrow you come back. So there's a lot of community upliftment there. So we did Khansi. From there we did, we visited Lake Ngami, which at this stage is empty.
Oh,
so
it's empty now.
It's empty.
All right.
It should be full a couple of weeks after we had left because the water was on its way. But it's on its way from the Delta to Maun to there. So it's got a way to travel. But which was also quite special. I mean, you're here, it's a very big empty pit, but it was cool. Then we headed up to Maun. We were there for 4 evenings. Also, great place, beautiful. I think most people that have visited Botswana sort of do the main areas. You do Gaborone, you do Maun, you do St. Francis Town, and then you do the Okavango Delta. So Maun is also the place where you either end or start your Botswana trip because it's just outside of the Delta. So you're either going into it or coming out of it.
Do you think you got more out of the experience from driving as opposed to flying?
100%. Because, the road in and of itself is an experience. So between Khansi and Maun, perfect. Maun, we went back and then turned up to Sahitwa. And that's when you would come out at Shakawe's side. And that was interesting.
Yes.
So part of you've got a 2-lane tarred road, and then suddenly it becomes a 1-lane, and suddenly next to the road looks a lot better than on the road. But it's all part of the experience.
Yes.
And people are incredibly friendly. So although you're a bit frustrated with the road, the second you rock up at your place and that warm face looks at you and says, "Good afternoon, ma'am, welcome to our lodge," everything melts away. And
wonderful.
no, I love Botswana now.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful place.
What was it like interacting with the lodges there? So not necessarily just the communities and the locals, which I'm really glad you interacted with, but just the establishments themselves. How are they currently faring with regards to the tourism industry?
So Maun is very focused on trying to make travel a little bit more budget friendly because Botswana has a lot of American and European travelers, which means they pay the big bucks, let's be honest. They're paying in US dollars, so a lot of the places are also priced in US dollars. So for us, you're going, oof, okay, but I will say there's a very big effort in, yes, we have the high end and we've got the super budget, but who's filling up the gap in the middle? And there's a huge movement towards that. So even on the Rocks episodes that we recorded, people would be able to see that we pointed those places out.
All right.
And look, we had fancy stays. We had, I wouldn't say we ever had a budget stay, but we had very family-friendly stays. And there's a huge movement towards that in Botswana, which I can appreciate. I also understand a lot of the high-end places. For example, some of the places are very focused on small elephants that they need to support that have either been orphaned, so a big portion would go to that. If they've got endangered animal, exactly. So there's a big movement for conservation, and then there's a big movement to look after the communities and their people.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because as we wrap up our conversation, what do you think Namibia could take from the way Botswana supports its communities through the different tourist establishments?
So that was very, very interesting for us. And I loved seeing, because we tend to employ people, say, in Windhoek from the far north. So it's all good and well. You're here for 3 weeks, you go home for a week. You're here for 3 weeks, but that's not a life for a family. So I really appreciated the efforts into, okay, we are in the north, we are a lodge, we've got people here willing to work for us. How do we do that? And we have that. We've got that in our country as well. It really stood out for me in Botswana. So I do think in Namibia, if we tapped more into that, that would be great. Look, our conservation efforts in Namibia and our efforts in being eco-friendly with the environment is on par with Botswana.
I believe Namibia has got the most advanced conservation laws.
100%. So that's where Botswana could probably learn from us. But again, this is where Enjoy comes in. And you're teaching me, but hopefully I'm teaching you. Once you come visit our country, you can learn something and take that home.
And as you said, one hand washes the other.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Carli, for
Thank
joining us.
you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So that was Carli Abrantes, the ED of Enjoy Travel Namibia, talking to us about Enjoy Travel and how you can enjoy traveling locally. But in this definition of local, we mean regional travel.
Yes.
Getting to know what's happening in Botswana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and of course, sharing what you know about the beautiful land of the brave. Take care.